Welcome back to the Isn't That Rich podcast. I'm your host, Jill Franks.
I'm your host, Ashley McVicker.
And I'm Jared Gravatt.
And today we're talking about the small wins we don't celebrate often enough. So there's those big financial milestones that get all the attention in our lives, but it's often the small wins that make a big difference and actually motivate us to do more. And I think we need to take more time to celebrate those things. And so today we're talking about the things that we should celebrate more often when we do them financially.
Yeah.
I like this. Yep.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things I want to start out by talking is, why don't we celebrate these small things? You know, for me, it feels like maybe it's not significant enough to share anybody, or maybe I'm the only person that identifies it as a win. So nobody will relate to me or feel like it's big enough to celebrate.
Well, you know what they say, like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. We don't really celebrate the bites that it takes to get there. We just, so, but you have to do it step by step. And that's sometimes the hardest part, I think.
Yeah. I think we're kind of brainwashed into big milestones too, like, oh, you buy a house, like that's a really big purchase. That seems like something to celebrate, but maybe like paying off your credit card bill, even if it wasn't a lot of debt, like no one really talks about those things.
Yeah. So getting into it, and you kind of just mentioned it already, like one of the biggest things you can celebrate is paying something off.
It's a huge win.
Yeah.
It feels small, but we were laughing earlier because I remember when I paid off my car and I like ran out into the bank lobby and I was like, I'm debt free.
But it's a big deal when you're that age.
You weren't there
too.
yet, so you don't get it.
Yeah,
No,
this is
It
pretty
was very funny. It was very dramatic. But it was like a weight lifted off my chest that I didn't even know I had. I was like, oh, I hate a car payment. Now I don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
I've got an extra $400 in my pocket. That is big.
It's
No,
huge.
yeah. I've paid my car off once. Because I was like in my 20s. It was like
Do you want to learn more about Jared's car problems?
I mean, we're talking about
Instagram.
The car lasted about 2 months after that, but it was a great 2 months of freedom.
I paid my car off once. Leasing for life.
Sorry. We're all celebrating the small things, the small wins. I love it. But people think about like, oh, the big things like paying off your mortgage or whatever. But a credit card could be something to celebrate paying off. Even like, okay, have you ever had to take on medical debt or like had a car repair? I feel like that's a huge milestone when you know,
Just get it taken care of. And
yeah. I don't know. That feels huge to me. Or even, this is a big one for me too, is maybe you have some personal debt, or you have this big loan, or even if it's your mortgage and you get it below the certain threshold. So say you took out like a $250,000 mortgage and you finally get it below that $200,000 point. Like that's a huge win. So celebrating that rather than, oh, it's just because it's not paid off doesn't mean, that you're not making strides in that direction.
It's kind of that like cup half empty, half full mentality. Like we should be seeing it as positive when we're, even if we're in kind of debt and paying things off, like we're able to make payments and pay it off,
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember getting a big medical debt this year and just, like gave me so much anxiety, but then paying that off was like felt like a huge win, I think.
Yeah, I think you should talk about that a little more because it kind of happened by surprise and you weren't ready for it.
I don't know if anyone's ever had a kidney stone before, but they're not fun and they're not cheap. 2 CT scans, x-rays, all this stuff later. It racked up a lot of medical bills like very quickly, and I wasn't prepared for that.
even with insurance.
With insurance.
Good insurance.
Yeah, good insurance. So I was just kind of like distraught by it. But yeah, was able to do some things, get it paid off, and was very happy about that. Even able to do like I don't even know how to describe it. What are the file thing where they can knock off. I got some payments knocked off. It worked out. It was great. So
yeah, I think it was important to even know that you're your own health advocate, because a lot of people just take the bills as they come from your medical,
Yeah.
And you were, even though it was a big bill, you were able to get it under control and take it into your own hands.
Yeah. So it didn't destroy me, And so because I was able to pay it off, I'm like, okay, like I'm okay.
Yeah.
This is okay. My finances are going to be okay. Come up with a plan on how to like recoup that money, and now life is back to normal.
But that's what you kept saying. You were like, I'm just so upset because I feel like I've built up like a nice nest egg, and then I just feel like it's all wiped out. And I reminded you like, well, that's why we build things up, so that when life happens, you'll be okay.
Yeah. So did you have to get into your emergency fund and use some of that kind of a thing? Yeah.
I mean, I went through my savings. So, but now you just got to build it back. But that's the whole point of why we have those emergency funds is.
Yeah. But I think that's like a good like segue to talk about that. A small win is like an auto transfer into a savings account every month. Like I have my emergency fund. I didn't even really know I have this account. And I remember when I started it, I was like, this is like nothing. Like how am I going to build this up? Well, I just do auto transfers every month. And like, I didn't even realize how big of a win that is because a lot of people don't even do that. Mm-hmm. And it's not a big amount. I think I maybe put $20 in there a month, maybe even 10, but it's like built up over time. And so I feel like savings is such an underrated win.
Yeah. What's so funny is this year Money with Katie has this wealth planner, and this is the year I finally sat down and like filled this out. Mm-hmm. And I had, you do a starting amount and in all your accounts. So like you go through all your investments, you go through all your savings and checking accounts, and you list everything, all your money that you have. Mm-hmm. And I was so excited. I went into my retirement account, and this is the first year I finally have been like, oh my gosh, like I didn't realize like how much had accumulated over the year by just making those steady investments and seeing it actually grow. Mm-hmm. It was really surprising. So when I sat down and filled out this thing, I was like, oh my goodness, like I feel like I've done something. I was in my office filling this out, but I felt like it was a huge win. Yeah.
I feel like another misconception about why like small wins are so good is because like I feel like big wins feel like buying something. Mm-hmm. Don't you agree? Like making a purchase, buying a car, buying a house, buying a vacation. Like it's always about spending money rather than like, I just feel like people don't associate saving with like a big win. Mm-hmm. They associate having money and being able to spend it on something, but not the journey it takes to get there. And that's like where a lot of people get stuck.
Mm-hmm. That's really good, Ashley. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm very smart.
No, it's true because like sometimes you transfer money from your savings to your checking or something like that, but
somehow it wiggles its way back.
One of the things that we've done, Ashley and I too, like we've just had like kind of play money and put it in stocks. And that's like been cool to like see that like accumulate. It has been exciting for me anyway, to see that accumulate over the past year. But one of the things that I think is a big win is like, we've told ourselves we're not taking that money out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we haven't taken that money out. And so that money has been in there. It's like accumulating,
working and growing. And we don't even know what we're doing until we've learned a lot too.
Like a big win is like when it's easy to like transfer money from like your savings to your checking account. The stocks that we've had, I have not touched. I've only been able to add to it. And so even like not spending money is a huge win in a lot of ways, I think. So
another really big thing to celebrate too is, we always talk about this, but a win would be making an extra payment to your mortgage principal.
Yeah.
Like if you made one payment every year to your mortgage principal, like that's something huge to celebrate because you're lowering the years that it takes you to pay that off completely.
Yeah. It's like 5 or 7 years if you just make one payment extra a year on your principal.
Isn't that crazy?
Which, I mean, think if you made one extra a month to your principal, it doesn't have to be the entire amount of what a payment would be, but whatever you could make would be a huge stride in paying that off.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I think it's important to habits, if you make saving or these small, like little changes in your life,
the small habits make a huge difference. Mm-hmm. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Like, it's like me with the auto transfers. Like that's made a huge difference in my savings account. And once I just click the button, set an amount, did it, set it, forget it. It's like changed my life.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with your retirement contributions or your HSA contributions or however you're setting yourself up in your job or putting money away. Like it's just the habit of like getting it out of your account and doing it.
And even if you're not making a payment or transferring money, a good habit to form would be even just checking your finances before you spend money on something. I think that is a huge win, getting in the habit to see where you're at financially before you're spending the money. Because think about how many people just blindly swipe their card without checking their accounts and just making sure the money is actually there. I think people fail themselves a lot by either racking up like overdraft fees, things like that. So getting in the financial habit of opening your eyes to what you actually
And
have.
maybe another financial habit to go along with that is like, let me wait 24 hours before I spend the money on this if it's non-essential.
Yeah.
So I like in Smart Women Finish Rich, one of the rule of thumbs he has, if it's over $100, you need to, I think his rule might even be wait 48 hours before you spend the money on it. And usually you'll find that whatever it is that you wanted to spend the money on is like just an impulse purchase, like a lot of the time.
You know what's so funny is I actually did this at the start of the year. Like, I'm not trying to set a bunch of New Year's resolutions, but one thing, everything's so automated nowadays. And it's so easy to spend money on things. Like, I have my shop app, so I can literally just type in my email and everything's saved in there. And so I just have to type in my email and push okay, and then the purchase is made. So I've kind of done what you just said, is like every purchase I make, instead of automatically doing that, I've written it in my notes. And just even, we should do a whole episode on this, because you should see my notes and all of the list of things I would have already purchased. It's only the 7th of January, and I have like a full notebook of things, little silly things that I would have spent money on had I not written them down. So it's just so easy now to spend money on things you really don't need. It's just impulse. So I don't know.
Yeah. So a small win that could turn into a big win is like not impulse spending for people, and just like making that habit of, well, I've got to wait 24 to 48 hours before I hit the button.
Right.
I like that. I've actually never done that. So
I've never
big
done
win
that.
for me today. I'm going to try something
we
new.
know.
We know.
That's why you were so stressed out about your medical bill.
No, but even like checking your bank account, like I said, logging into your bank account once a week could be a huge win. And then reviewing your account statements. Those 3 habits can be huge.
Absolutely.
I also think just like cutting the fat off of things you don't need, like those automated subscriptions that I think last year I went through, because you can go on the app in your iPhone, it shows all the subscriptions you have that you're paying monthly for. And I was like, half of these I'm not even using.
Right.
So just canceling those.
Yeah, that
that's a
feels like
big
so
win.
small, because sometimes subscriptions don't feel
They're like $5 a month.
$5 here, but well,
even
then
like,
if you have 4 of those, you're paying $20 a month on
Exactly.
stuff that maybe you don't even use.
Or when you signed up for the subscription, it was $5 a month, and now it's like
They
gone
changed
up
it.
annually. And so now it's $12 a month, and now that times 4 is substantial.
Yeah.
I think another thing that I do a bad job of that I celebrate is meal planning and not spending money on eating out. You know, like going to a restaurant and spending money there instead. Even if it's just I plan to only eat 1 meal out a week and make all my other meals at home, like that's a huge financial win to me. I'm saving a lot of money just by preparing my own food.
It's kind of my New Year goal, I think, this year, is to cook more.
Cook more.
Save money by meal prepping and not going out to eat all the time.
I would love to spend an entire episode of like going through your annual list of where you've eaten. Like,
Wendy's. Talk about Wendy's.
Yeah, I know. Someone did give me a Wendy's gift card for Christmas, so it's free money.
yeah.
Free money.
I love it. I remember when Piper, who works for the bank, she did a whole list of all the times she had Starbucks for the year. And she was like,
my
I can't do this anymore. But it was thousands and thousands of dollars.
Like $4,000.
She's
$4,000.
Like Starbucks.
Crazy.
You live at home, clearly.
yeah. But she shared that on this episode.
But she's made a lot of financial changes. So
Yes, she has. But it was. I think it's just funny. Even you could do that. Like,
So that's a big win for her to not spend that much on Starbucks.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's wild.
I know. Another thing I think would be a financial win is updating your beneficiaries on your accounts. Something a lot of people have been putting off.
Well, I actually just did a lot of that work, and it felt like it was I don't even want to say it's like a small win because it was like a big task, but like making a whole spreadsheet of like all my stuff with who it goes to if I pass.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is.
Even just like making decisions about who those people are and like, do we actually have this stuff written down? And so getting into all of those accounts was like a nightmare. Like I thought I had passwords to everything. I did not. Like I think I'm pretty savvy with financial stuff, pretty with it. And I am, but like, yeah, half the stuff I didn't have a beneficiary on. So I had to research how to get a beneficiary on an account somewhere and had to get with the bank and make sure I had everything on there. Like that's a really...
It's a big thing. It would be a huge
It's not
win.
spending money. It's not saving money,
Yeah.
but it's certainly cleaning up a headache, I'd say.
Yeah.
So that was a quite a win for me. So if there's something, I feel like when you get things organized financially, or I don't know, yeah, financially, I would say it really does take a big weight off of you.
For sure.
So if there's something or a habit or something, a small win you're looking for in the new year, that can definitely be a good one.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Get your beneficiaries organized.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
Make an Excel spreadsheet with your accounts and who your beneficiaries are.
That's good.
You mentioned something. Another thing I wrote down here was consolidating your logins and having them all in one place. So we did this whole fraud defense seminar, and we talked about, you go on your phone, you can see how many of your logins are compromised, your passwords are compromised. So one thing on my list this year is to get new passwords, have them all in one of those, online password saver things that Doug, our IT guy, always talks about, and having them all secure, because fraud, as we know, is getting worse and worse. And we just had a whole episode about this, like how bad it's getting, and what we predict it to be for 2026. So consolidating my logins and updating my passwords is on my financial.
Well, that's the thing too, that feels like kind of small. Like I'm changing my passwords, but well, what if you didn't and someone hacked into it and then like literally ruined your life?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's the small things that you got to do to protect the big things, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't think about like protection as like a small win, but
Preventative is not a
preventative protection
American
for your
thing.
finances
Yeah.
is kind of important in 2026. So
Yeah.
if anything we've learned through the bank, there's just so much fraud going around, and I mean, everybody's getting even yesterday, like here's this fraud email that we got. Don't click it.
Don't click this link.
Jared's like, sorry, I already did it.
Like, oops.
I specifically said to Jared, I was like, please say you didn't click it. No.
Hey, that's a small win.
Yeah.
Not falling for a really legitimate fraud email. That is, pat yourself on the back, folks.
Yep.
Oh, I think another small win to celebrate would be knowing your next financial step. What is your next financial step for this year? Like, what is one thing you want to accomplish, whether it's saving for a trip or whether it's bumping your emergency savings back up? Like, what is your next financial step? And I think I need to sit down and figure out what that is for me. But that would be a big win in my book, figuring it out. Yeah.
Having a plan made.
Just like the next thing,
Mine is to sell like 75% of the clothes in my closet and then take
Ooh.
that money and buy a good capsule wardrobe.
I love that, Ashley, because
What's a capsule wardrobe?
It's basically like not a lot of pieces, and then but they're nice pieces that you constantly are able to put together in different ways.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we'll see if that
So
happens, but that's
not
my
a bunch
goal.
of like H&M stuff.
Right now I have $18 in my Poshmark account. H&M is good. What do you...
yeah, these are H&M.
What is that about?
Cut. There's
Maybe that's another one of mine, is not like buying a bunch of cheap clothes on H&M.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's a huge one, though. And think about all the things you could be putting up for sale and getting rid of.
Yeah.
And not only is that like not cluttering your closet, but I always feel like if my space is a mess, I can't.
Mentally I can't do it.
Yeah. And so there's something to say about like cleaning your closet, starting fresh, having your drawers clean out, like clean your junk drawers out, getting your change all in one spot and deposit in your bank instead of having like coins floating around in all your drawers. Like That would be a huge financial move for me. Wait until we start the Quest for a Million Pennies and bring them on into the bank. Like, we'll take those pennies.
Consolidating coins and cash from an old purse is what a win.
It is
nothing
though.
like
I've
finding
had
40
that happen for me, but
nothing like finding $40 in your old Michael Kors. Let me tell you what.
Yes. Or your jacket pocket from last year.
true.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
it's true.
Now I just find grocery lists in my pockets. I cleaned out a jacket last week and I was like, oh my God, what is this?
yeah.
No, it's just like a Kroger list I didn't throw away.
I started selling things out of my hoarder's den of a basement, and everyone messaging, Are you
moving?
Are you moving? No, I'm just getting rid of the piles of stuff in my basement that's just
That's like a
collecting
double
dust.
win.
Yes.
You're making some money and
Yeah.
you're like clearing clutter.
I mean, I sold over
Big win.
probably like a couple $1,000s worth of stuff just by taking a picture of it and putting it on Facebook.
It's amazing.
People came and picked it up. I'm like,
Thank you all for
I
helping
need to
Jared pay off his medical debt.
I need to do more. No, well, that's why I did it. And that's actually how a lot of the reasons how I was able to pay it off was
It
You're
pushed you
resourceful.
to make
and then I had a car scare, new transmission, $4,000 panicking. At the same time, I got this like medical bill. So I was panicking.
right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas, mind you. So I'm like, sell everything.
Yes.
I was liquidation
We're
sale.
draining the swamp.
Everything
Thing
must
must
go. Yeah. So, but it's great.
That's what I'm going to use when I'm trying to sell my clothes. Like, I'm just going to make a whole liquidation. Everything must go.
Then Polly's like, will you take 25 cents for that?
I know. She's going to resell it at her warehouse and we're going to make 10 times what we would have sold it to her for.
Right.
I love it. I don't know. I just think there are so many little things you can do to celebrate. And like we always say, consistent small things add up to the big things because it'll add up to that paying your mortgage off if you make that extra monthly payment, or it'll add up to being able to pay your surprise medical debt off. It all adds up, and celebrating along the way, just, I don't know, we got to do it more often.
I think sometimes people feel like if they haven't hit a certain like milestone in their life, or like they're not rich, or they don't have this much money in their bank account, but like they live a very like normal, good life. They're able to pay their bills. Like just being able to pay your bills, I feel like is
The win.
it's a win, and people have to stop framing that as like, well, I'm just getting by. We're not just getting by. Like, you're living and you're making it work, and like that's something to be celebrated, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't deal with the small thing, and then they've racked up years of credit card debt. I was talking to one of my friends. She was like so excited because she was like, I paid off a credit card that I just kept, I had my nose was in the sand with. I didn't want to look at it. I wanted to spend money on traveling and other things, and I didn't want to address that, but I realized that was like causing me so much stress. She finally paid it off, and she was like, I'm so happy. Like, I didn't realize how happy that made me. And that's not something big and flashy. That's obviously not something you post on social media. Like, I just paid this off, like.
Yeah.
Right.
And then she paid her car off too. And she was just like, these little things like that add up so quickly. She's super happy. So
I think things that are visual too are so much easier to celebrate, like you said to begin the episode, like those tangible things that you have. So I even thought, like, how cool would it even be if, you were somebody that had trouble or wanted to make it a goal this year to pay off your credit card every single month and not have a recurring balance, or like carry the balance over for the next month. Make a sticker chart, put it on the back of your door on your window, and every month put a sticker on that thing, celebrate it. Because for me, even just that little, checking something off a list or putting a sticker on a board, it just feels so satisfying, and it's in its way its own celebration. I don't know. I think like
we just have so much stuff going on. It's easy to forget, like when you've got a goal. There's a statistic out there that says if you write something down, I think it's 90%, like don't quote me, but it's like really high, more likely to happen,
to achieve the goal
than you not writing it down.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's something to it.
So you got to write it down.
Yeah, at my old job, and I loved this about it, and I don't know, I probably have told you guys this story a million times, but at the beginning of the year, we'd set out our goals, and there was like like personal goals, financial goals, and then health goals, and so you had 3 of each, and we actually would put them and frame them and put them in the back of our store, and people that would come in and visit the store would like read your goals, and so it was it just would make you strive for them a little bit more.
It's really encouraging.
Yes.
When you can see it and see others and like, yeah.
Well, and then you can have conversations about it. Like if you're going to talk to me more about my goals, chances are I'm going to probably work towards them because now you know about them. It holds me a little more accountable too.
Yeah,
So.
I agree. There's power in writing. Yeah, I was journaling last night. Ash was making fun of me on the way over here talking about journaling and these prompt journals, but they're what's the statistic?
Because you want to post a photo with some Bon Iver song over it.
No, but there is power in, getting things written on paper, journaling. And if you need help, they have prompt journals
I actually do
that
like
can
them.
help you. And I think they're amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate for it. So.
Yeah. No, I think journaling's great too. I love it.
Well, small wins make the big difference.
That's right.
That's
That's
the
right.
closing
Eat an
number
elephant
on
one
that.
bite at a time.
That's right. Normalize celebrating the
Right.
small things. So anyway,
Good.
it's been fun.
Yeah.
We hope you've enjoyed listening to this episode, and we hope you plan to celebrate the small things a little bit more, and we will see you next week.
So, Jill, where do we go from here?
Be sure to check out our show notes for this episode, and also be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our newsletter. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.